Hello, welcome to today's webinar. Okay, while we're waiting for people to filter in, I'll give you a quick overview of today's session, which will run for roughly half an hour. I should probably start off by introducing myself. I'm Lisa Zumbuglu from JISC's Regional Support Centre for Northern Ireland, and assisting me shortly will be my colleague Noel McDade. We're delighted you could join us for this short webinar, which will look at 3 easy-to-use tools that are available online for anyone to use. I'm going to demonstrate how Videoscribe lets you create engaging animated videos quickly and easily. Noel will then demonstrate how you could use Screencastomatic to create a tutorial or a how-to video where you capture all of your actions on a computer screen while narrating what you're doing. And then we'll finish off with Voicethread, which you'll see just how easy it is to use a tool like this to upload, share and discuss a document such as a presentation or a picture or even a video with your students. Okay, so in order to make the best use of our time today, we'll be addressing your questions posted in the chat box as and when they're posted, rather than leave them to the end of the session. So please do feel free to chip in at any stage during the session. Okay, so let's get started with Videoscribe. For me, Videoscribe is a neat little tool that allows you to create engaging animated videos quickly and easily. Excuse me. If you've ever seen those little hand animation drawings online, it was probably created using Videoscribe or a similar whiteboard animation tool. Videoscribe really gives you the ability to explain concepts or illustrate lectures and engage students in a new and incredible way, and I think you'll see its potential during the demonstration. But just before we go there, let's take a quick look at pricing. First off, there's a 7-day free trial available, which is really enough time to see whether it's something that's going to be useful to you, and you can create as many Videoscribes in that time as you wish. After the 7 days, you've then got 3 license options available to you. You can pay on a monthly basis, you can pay every year, or you can pay a one-off fee to use it forever. So that's the license that we currently have, the lifetime license. Okay, so let's have a look now and see how the tool actually works. So I'm going to click on this link here to bring me to the Sparkle homepage. If you want to get started with Videoscribe, the first thing you need to do is to sign up for the 7-day trial. So you would click on this link here, create a free account now. I already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and just log in using that. So just bear with me till I launch it here. Now it'll prompt me for my password, and I will just log in using my account details. So here, and click on the Start Scribing button. So this takes me into my home or project screen as it's known. And here you'll see a few example scribes that come with Videoscribe just to give you an idea of some of the things it can do. And you can even use these as a template and edit them as you would like. Today, for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to create a very simple scribe from scratch just to illustrate how the tool works. But in a real life situation, I would have a script written out on paper that I wanted to create my scribe around, or maybe an idea in my head that I wanted to illustrate with animation. So to get started, I'm going to click on the blue Create button, and this brings me into a brand new canvas. Now, every time you come into a new canvas, you can see all these hints and tips, which is a really good reminder if you haven't used it maybe in a few weeks of where everything is. So you can see all these hints and tips that will help you. I'll just keep going. First thing I want to do here is to add an image to my canvas. So again, you can see as I'm going, I'm getting little hints. So start by adding an image or some text to the large work area. So I'm going to click on this image icon button, and this will bring me into this area here where I choose where I want to bring my image in from. So I'm going to just use the library that comes with Videoscribe. You can see all the various categories that we have here. I could click in and out and look through all the categories for what I wanted, or I prefer to do a search for a specific keyword. So we're going to do something festive today, so let's have a look and see if we've got any Santas. I'm going to take this Santa here. So I just select the one I want from the list. It gives me a little preview, and then I click on the green Use Image button, and that adds it to my canvas. So I'll put Santa over there. Let's go back and add another image. Again, I'm just going to look for a snowman. Here we go. Let's take a snowman with a sign. Click on the green Use Image button, and again it just plots it onto my canvas. So now I can move them around, and I can use these little guides to scale them to the right size. So let's put Santa up here a little bit higher, like this. And let's make the snowman a little bit bigger. Okay, so we've got two images on our canvas. I like to use the zoom button to fit all the elements onto the screen that I'm working with. You'll notice that every time I add an element to the canvas, you see it added to the timeline here in the bottom. Timeline is where you edit the properties of each element that's on your canvas, and you can change a number of things from here. So if I click on the thumbnail for Santa, I can see a time here. Now this is the amount of time it takes to draw Santa. Now 30 seconds is quite a long time. I usually go for anything from 3 to 6 seconds. Let's change that down to 5 seconds to draw Santa. And I can click on the plus or minus, or I can just type it in. And if I click on this little button here, it just gives me a little preview of how long it takes to draw. That's Santa in 6 seconds. Just stop that. Okay. The other things I can change from here are the rotation, if I wanted to, and also I can change the color, and there's a number of additional options here, so I can decide whether I want a solid image or if I want a black and white, or just leave it at normal. I usually just go with the normal one. Another option we have is the pause. You can see if you click on this little button, it adds a pause to the end of every element. So I like to have about 1 second pause between each element. So each of these pause bars is half a second. So I add 2 green bars to the end of each element, which gives you a 1 second pause before it moves on to drawing the next element. So it makes it a little bit smoother. Okay, and same for Santa. Let's draw Santa in 5 seconds. And let's leave all the rest of the properties as they are. So that's fine. Okay, let's add a little bit of text to the screen now. So if I just look up here, this little button here at the top, add text to the canvas. So again, you can see there's hints and tips over a lot of your icons, which makes it very easy to remember where everything is. This gives me a little pop-up box here, so I can type in what it is that I want to say. So I just type in my text like this. Okay, once I'm finished, click on the arrow, and that gives me my text. I'll just place it there for a minute. So at the minute I can scale it to make it bigger, or I can make it smaller. At the minute it's all in capitals, which I don't really like. You've got 6 different fonts that you can use. Sorry, 5. I tend to go with the marker font because it's just a little bit softer, so I go with that, make it a little bit smaller. Now I want to put this text onto the snowman sign, so I'm going to change it to white. So I click on this little icon here, select white, and there we go. And then I'm just going to scale it slightly so it sits onto the sign. If I wanted to edit the text, again, I would just click on the element on the timeline, click on the little button here. I'm just going to put a space between that, and I see there's a typo here. I can change that, and again, click on the green button. And as you're working on each element on the timeline, it zooms in onto that element, so you get a full view. And again, I'll use my zoom button to zoom out again so I can see the full canvas. Okay, I'm happy enough with that. I'm going to add one more image to finish off. Let's see if we've got a Merry Christmas. There we go. Click on this, use the image. Oh, select the wrong one. This is a good opportunity for me to show you how to delete an image. So if you put an image onto the canvas that you don't want, you've got this little trash can down here. Simply click on that. It asks you, do you want to remove it? And that takes it away. So again, I'll select the one I want, click on the Use Image button, and it puts it onto the canvas. So I'm going to scale it. I want to put it onto the end of my sign. Now it's black, I can't really see it, so I want to change the color. So I'm going to make it an outline and change the color to white so I can see it on the background. And then I'm going to just rotate it slightly like that. So you could mess around for hours trying to get your positioning right and stuff, but let's just keep it like that. Now once it zooms in, you'll be able to see it clearly. Okay, so let's have a little preview of our scribe so far. So here we go, here's Santa being drawn in 6 seconds. And then it zooms in to draw the snowman. Then the text comes on. Okay, so that gives you an idea. It looks fine. I think one thing we need to do maybe is to add a little music to the scribe just to finish it off. I find that once you add music, it brings the whole scribe to life. So let's just click on the little music icon here, which takes us into Videoscribe library. And you can scroll down and see all the tunes that are here. Tunes are listed from calm to heavy. So if you want something quite quiet in the background, stay to the ones that are at the top. If you want something a little heavier, go right to the bottom. So there's over 100, well over 100 tunes here. Let's take some Christmas bells. Play. So by clicking on the little play button, it gives you a preview. So now I've clicked on it, it adds it to my scribe. So let's have another look and see. There we go. A bit loud now, so I use this control down here to take it down. So I just want a soft music playing in the background, so I'll leave it at 5. There we go. Okay, so that gives you an idea of how easy it is to create a video scribe. Let me just zoom out on my canvas again. Now, once you're happy with the scribe, you can produce it as a QuickTime movie, something that you can share or put on a website, or alternatively, you can send it directly to Facebook or you can upload it to YouTube. So to do that, you want to click on the render video and save the file. So up here, first thing you want to do is give it a name. Let's call it Santa's Sign. Click OK. That saves it, and it gives you a number of options here. Usually I just go with the default options, which are quite good, and click on the green Create Video button, and that processes your video for you in the background. It usually takes about a minute and a half, depending on how much stuff you have in there. Once you're comfortable with the basics, you can easily add in a voiceover, or maybe get more creative with animations, or even import your own images into the library. The example scribe I just did there just shows how easy it is to use the tool, but I'm sure you can think of maybe lots of examples where you could use it in a teaching context, or at least I hope you can. Okay, so let's just cancel that there and return to our PowerPoint. Close this down. Let's close. And let's go back to our PowerPoint. Okay, so that's Videoscribe basically in a nutshell. I'm going to hand you over to Noel now, who will take you through a demo of Screencastomatic. So over to you, Noel.
Okay, thanks very much, Lisa. Hello everyone. Today I'm going to go through a demonstration of Screencastomatic, as been mentioned. But first of all, I just want to go through what is screencasting for those who don't already know. A screencast, very simply put, is a method for creating video that contains screens, actions and audio of your PC. Now this can be very useful in a teaching context, as it can allow you to demonstrate complex simulations or any actions on your PC that the student needs to take or to learn. It can also allow you to record a PowerPoint presentation in a video format for conveying information to the learners. These can then be placed on your college VLE or uploaded to a hosting platform such as YouTube. Screencasts can provide learners with information on lessons that they can watch at a time and place of their choosing, or to help them reinforce and review classroom-based learning. Screencasts can also provide course content to learners with disabilities who might have restricted access to certain class sessions or presentations, or for those with other learning needs such as dyslexia. As a teacher, these tools can be a quick and easy way to record video and audio feedback for electronically submitted assessments and the like. Okay, there are two different types of screencasts. There are online recorders and desktop-based recorders. The only difference between the two is that you need an active internet connection to load the online tools, although most online tools allow you to install a desktop application as well. There are a number of options for you in this field, some free and not so free. Here we have the logos of a small section of the tools available. The first one is Cam Studio. This is open source desktop software that is free and has loads of good features. The downside is you will need administrative access to install this on your PC. The other drawback is it can take a little while to master some of its settings. Camtasia is another desktop application which is easier to use and configure than Cam Studio, but its major problem is it can be very expensive to buy. Finally, on the desktop application side, we have Jing. Jing, like the other two, allow you to capture your screens and audio and record a flash-based video file. These files can have some issues with mobile devices such as tablets. Then we move on to our online versions, ScreenR and Screencastomatic. Both these tools are free and do almost exactly the same thing. Okay, the tool that we're going to go through today is one called Screencastomatic. Now, Screencastomatic has two pricing options. There is a free account and a pro account. Now, the only difference really between the two is that the pro account allows you greater space to upload your videos to the Screencast-O-Matic site. And as you'll see anyway when we go through the demonstration, it's not really a necessity to run and maximize the use of Screencast-O-Matic for yourself, as it can allow you to upload to YouTube, or you can download to the local desktop any videos that you create. And as you can see along the bottom here, the web address for it is www.screencast-o-matic.com. Okay, if I just exit out of this presentation, what I'm going to do here today is, obviously I'm going to go to the Screencast-O-Matic website. This is the screen here. Now, as I said before, there are two options to record using Screencast-O-Matic. We have the online start recording button here, or we can download and install the application, which will put it into our start programs like so. The method we're going to use today is just the online version of it. So our scenario today is I've got a mock presentation that in this case is an end of semester PowerPoint presentation with some information that I want to convey to students. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load this on the screen and start recording. Okay, so first thing to do here is go to the Screencast-O-Matic website, click the Start Recording button. It'll go through a little setup here and start giving you a percentage. If you get a message coming up like this, you select Run. Now, Screencast-O-Matic uses Java, and Java needs to be installed on your desktop machine for whatever PC that you're using. Now, in some cases, in some colleges, Java may not be fully installed onto your PC, but there shouldn't be any issue with getting your system administrators to allow that for you. So what you do is, you can see here, it's downloading the latest version, and it'll give you a percentage to the update of it, and when it's ready, it'll load up the application as such. Now, because I've used this before in a previous scenario, it'll detect that, and it'll show you the video that you previously recorded and give you the option to use this recording or delete it. In this case, I'm just going to delete it. Now, what we have here on the screen is a dashed box, which is the area that you'll be recording, and you can simply drag this around the screen if you wish, or you can set the option to go full screen. Now, if I just quickly go through options along the bottom, we have the universal record button. We have the audio settings so that you can change your microphone. We have the volume of the microphone, and we have the screen area. Now, within the screen area, we have a few options here. We can go with the default that it's given here, slightly bigger, or we're going to set in this case to full screen. The full screen is needed if you're going to launch a PowerPoint presentation, because as you know, whenever you hit F5 or launch the slideshow, it goes into full screen mode. And one of the last options here is the integrated webcam. So if your PC does have a webcam attached, you can add in a picture-in-picture webcam of yourself, like so. But we're not going to go with the webcam today. So to kick this off then, all we do is hit the start recording button and we'll get a 3, 2, 1 rundown, and we can then navigate to our PowerPoint presentation and load it up. Now don't worry about the initial recording of the bits and pieces. It's quite easy using various online tools to crop the start and end, fumbling about whenever you're starting the recording and ending the recording. So the idea behind this is then we talk to our students, we convey that information, we do those demonstrations, and all our mouse moves, all our mouse clicks, they're all recorded in the way that you want them to, and your voice is going to be overlaid over that. So to finish, all we then do is click the done button. What you'll then get is the preview screen of the recording that you've just done. What you can do is you can play this, and as you can see, it transitions through the recording that I'd done earlier. I'll just pause that. And we then have 3 options up along the right hand side. We have publish to Screencast-O-Matic, which is allowing you, if you have a Screencast-O-Matic account, to upload your video, complete video, to that area, and then you can share it out with your learners or with others. You can do the same with publish to YouTube, so if you have a YouTube channel or YouTube account, that you can push it straight from here right up into that. And the option that we're going to go with today, to publish as a video file on the local desktop. So you select the one that you want, and you can select the different video types: MP4, AVI, Flash, or animated GIF. We just go with the default MP4. We say we want the full size, or we can resize it here and give it a different resolution. We can add any notes, any captions, and then we simply click Save Video. Okay, we save that file, and what it'll do then is it'll go off and process and save that file onto our desktop, and it'll give you the percentage here on the right hand side. Whenever it goes blue, that means that you can then go and view it in the folder. And as you can see here, it saved the video to our chosen destination on the workshop files. Now you can choose then to do whatever you wish with this, be that uploaded onto VLE or onto YouTube site. And just one thing to note, if your video does happen to be quite long, then it can be quite big in size, and you may have some restrictions on the network to upload it to VLE, and it's generally not recommended to upload a video straight up into a VLE to allow your students to run it. The more effective way would be to upload it to a streaming site like YouTube and provide that link or embed that into the VLE like that. That's been a whirlwind tour of screencasting and Screencast-O-Matic. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll just hand back to Lisa, who's going to do the final demonstration. Over to you, Lisa.
Thanks, Noel. Okay, so we will move on to our third and final tool now, which is Voicethread. So what is a Voicethread all about? Well, Voicethread is a collaborative, interactive, multimedia slideshow that holds images, documents, and video. It allows people to navigate through slides and leave comments in a number of different ways, using voice, text, or video. Voicethreads can even be embedded to play and receive comments on other websites, or they can be exported and saved as a file on your computer, so you can send it to other people in an email. There are a number of different license models available, too many to list actually, but only about 2 that would be relevant to colleges, so I'll just focus on them for now. There's a free account, which is more than enough to get anyone started. You get to create up to 5 voice threads, which can contain up to a maximum of 50 slides in each, with unlimited voice and text comments, so you can really do a lot with a free voice thread account. However, it's worth noting that once you reach your limit of 5 threads, you will not be able to delete the old ones to make room for new ones with a free account. You would then probably need to purchase an upgraded license to create any further voice threads. More than likely you would go with a single educator license at that point for around $79 a year, which isn't too bad. Okay, so let's just move on now and take a look at how Voicethread works. So I'm just going to click on the link here to take me out to the Voicethread homepage. Okay, so to use Voicethread, you need to have an account. Now, I have already got an account set up, so I'll choose the sign in option rather than the register. But if it's your first time, click on register, enter a few details, and that's you up and running. So click on sign in, it'll ask me for my email and password. It's remembering me from my last time. There we go. And that should bring me into my home page. Now you can see 3 tabs located along the top of the screen: Browse, Create, and My Voice. Now, My Voice, this is where you will see any project you've already created and anything that you're currently working on, as well as official Voicethread tutorials. So you'll see them there in blue, really worth having a look at some of them. The Browse tab here gives you a look at other people's voice threads. You can do a search for a specific topic in the browse bar here and have a look through other people's voice threads just to get a bit of inspiration or see what other people have used the tool for. So that's a really useful view. And the last view we have is Create. So this is where you would go if you wanted to create your own voice thread. A voice thread is all based around a document or documents that you upload. It could be a video, a PowerPoint file, a PDF document, a picture, really anything that you want to share and discuss with your students. And probably the easiest way for me to illustrate how this all works is to maybe give you a quick look at a finished voice thread before we create our own. I'm just going to open a thread here. I've got one here that I opened earlier. Okay, so this is just giving you a very quick view of what a finished voice thread might look at. You can see the title at the top, Favorite Poems. And if I click on this, it'll give me a bit of instruction on what this voice thread is about.
This voice book is going to be a collection of kids reading their favorite poetry. So pick a poem. Don't forget to tell us the name of the author and the title of the poem.
Okay, so you get a very quick idea there of a number of people that are going to be contributing to this discussion. And you can see the thumbnails all around the center of the screen. These are all individual people who have commented on this actual theme. So there are 3 different ways to leave a comment. You can leave a video comment of yourself, or you can leave a text comment by typing something on the screen, or the third option is to record audio of yourself leaving your comments. So again, it depends on what the person's preference is of what type of comment that they choose to leave. So I'll just give you a very quick example of each of those 3 types of comments. So I'll click here. If I click on this little pip, it shows me a text comment that's been made, and that's the format that it displays on the screen. If I click on this one here, it shows me a little
poem from when I was a little girl that I like to read to you, say to you. I don't know who the author is.
Okay, so that's just a view of how it renders, and I'll show you a very quick audio comment.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Seinberg Hughes, and I'm a school librarian, and I wanted to let you know I love this voice thread. I hope you don't mind that I wanted to share one of my favorite children's poems as well.
Okay, so again, very easy to see how it all comes together, and you can flick through each of the different comments that have been left and see the discussion that comes together. So I'll just close this down and go back into our create screen. And the first thing you want to do when we're going to create a new voice thread is upload the document that we're going to be discussing. So if I click on this here, it gives me a number of options where to take my document from. If I click on my computer, it brings me into my picture library by default. So I'm going to create a very simple voice thread based around favorite holiday destinations. So I'm going to pick a few holiday photos. Can select more than one. If I hold down my control key and select the images I want, and then click on open, that uploads the 3 images that I've chosen. So again, you can see you can select more than one document to upload at the same time. So I've chosen images here. In this case, it could be a Word document, it could be a PowerPoint slide, it could be video as well that you want someone to watch and then have a discussion around that. So I'm just keeping it simple for today. Now you can change around the order of these as well to display in the order that you want. So that's going to be my opening. The next thing I want to do is add a title and a description to my voice thread. So I click on this little link here and I will give it a title. Excuse any typos I have as I type frantically. Oh. Okay, you can give it a bit of description. And tags as well. You can add tags in here. Tags are the keywords that are related to the topic of your thread. So you put in things like okay, and I save it. So that's my voice thread saved. So the next thing I want to do now is add a comment. So I've uploaded the document. The next step in the process is to actually add a comment to this document. So I click on the comment link. So what we want to do now is actually add a comment. So I'm going to share this with my class. I'm going to give them a little bit of instruction of what I want them to do. So I'm going to add a comment. Now there's a number of different formats of comments, as we've already pointed out. I'm going to use video for this to give my class instructions on what to do. So I click on this, just click on allow. There we go. Good morning. If you would like to take 5 minutes to look through the slides and then add a comment on what your favorite holiday destination has been in the last 2 years. Thank you. And I just hit stop recording once I'm finished. And it processes my video. And I save it. Okay, and it adds a little thumbnail of me to the side. And if I click on that, it should play. Good morning. If you would like to take 5 minutes to look through the slides and then add a comment on what your favorite holiday destination has been. Okay, so that just gives you an idea. That's a video comment I've left. Now there's other formats as well. In order to demonstrate a number of different types of comments, I'm going to create a few additional identities here. Now identities are a great way of making comments under multiple names or images, and you could even use them to share your account with others. So if you wanted to share your account with a few students, you could add additional identities here. So let's create one for Sam, select an image. If I didn't have a photo, I could just use an avatar or a cartoon or something. This lets you zoom into the area you want. Click save. That's Sam created, and let's create one for Jane. Select an image, let's give Jane some flowers. Uploads it, click save. And that's Jane. So there we go, we're done. Let's go back in and choose Sam. Now we're going to use Sam to make an audio recording. So again, if I click on this, I think that the Greek islands are the most amazing place I've been, and I travel there every single year. You click stop record, and that captures the audio that you've spoken in, and then you have to save it. So it adds a little thumbnail then of Sam's recording to the side, and we'll change the identity to Jane, and we will add a text comment for Jane. Okay, so there's Jane's comment saved. So we'll play back Sam's. Once you click on the thumbnail, it plays the comment. The Greek islands are the most amazing place. And Jane said, this is an amazing photo, but I prefer Malta. Okay, so you can see now I've got 3 comments on my thread: a video comment, an audio comment, and a text comment. So if I didn't want any of these comments, or if I want to remove any of them, all I have to do is click on it, and you'll see a little trash can there, and you just click on that to delete the comment. Delete it, and that takes it away. Okay, so let's just very quickly look at the share options here. If you click on this link here, it lets me copy the link to my clipboard, and then all I have to do is cut and paste it into an email, or put it on my website, or put a link to it from my course materials, and if anybody links to it, then it loads in a browser window, and then they're free to Good morning. To view the Voicethread, if you would like to take 5 minutes to look through the slides and then add a comment on what your favourite holiday day. Okay, so we'll close that down. And that's basically it. That's really all it takes to set up a Voicethread. It's really, really easy. So let's just close this down and we will go back to our PowerPoint. So I really hope we've given you some food for thought today. It looks like we may have slightly overrun our 30 minutes, so apologies for that. But if anyone has any further questions, please just drop us an email. Our details are listed here on the screen. If you'd like to get in touch, or if you'd just like details of future webinars, just check out the RSCni website. Okay then, that's all from us. Until the next time, bye for now.